Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Lanham, one of the science teachers at QO, and I'm going to be walking you through how to construct your photosynthesis and respiration foldable. So first thing, you want to make sure you have your paper, something to write with, and some scissors. Okay. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at my directions. So we have the cutting and folding directions here. It looks like we're going to be folding the paper 3 times and cutting it 4 times on each side. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my paper and first turn it this way, landscape mode, and because we're going to be working with it this way. And I'm going to fold it directly down the middle. So I'm going to fold this side over to this side. Okay, so I have my fold right down the middle, and now I basically need to do a fold dividing the left side in half and dividing the right side in half. So I'm going to take this side left and fold it to meet that middle fold. And then I'm going to take the right and do the same thing. Fold it into the middle to meet that middle fold. And now I have my 3 folds. Alright, so now I need to divide this up so I can make my cuts. Really, I want 4 evenly spaced cuts. You don't have to make marks with a pencil, but I'm going to do that just to make it easier for myself. So I'm going to try to do 4 evenly spaced lines here to guide my cuts. Okay, so that's my left side, and now I do the same on the right. Alright, so I've got my guidelines. And now I just need to take my scissors and go ahead and cut each of these from the middle to the edge there. So that's my left side. Now I'm going to turn it around and do the right. Okay, so now I have made all of my cuts. And so you can see I have 10 total tabs here that can fold out. And that's where we're going to put the information. So the next bit of constructing is writing down the information on the outside tabs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my directions. Right, and then it gives me the list that I should put on the tabs. Purpose, reactants, products, cell information, and equation. So those are my labels for my 5 outside tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and fill those out. So let's put our directions back away here. Alright, so I'm going to get my pen, and then I'm going to put photosynthesis on the left and respiration on the right, since we're doing both of these processes in this foldable. So I'm going to start by writing photosynthesis at the top of the left and cell respiration at the top of the right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my labels. Okay, so the first one was purpose. The second one was reactants. Remember, the reactants are what goes into the process, what molecules enter. The third one was products. Products are the molecules that come out of the reaction, so what is produced. Fourth was cell information. I'm just going to write cell info. And last was equation. Okay, so now I've filled out my labels. And so now it's just a matter of actually including the information. So in terms of the information, where we say photosynthesis purpose, okay, you're going to open this tab and then you're going to include the information on photosynthesis's purpose here. Okay, and so the reactants info I would include here. You do have extra space over here on the flap itself, but I would always start with the information in the middle because it's easier to see that under the flap versus flipping over the whole flap. Okay. All right, now let's check our directions again because there is a bit more to it than just those 5 things. So we are going to include the information from those 5, but then we also need to include, as it says in number 4, on the back you need to answer 2 questions. How does photosynthesis relate to cell respiration? And why do plants need chloroplasts and mitochondria? Why do they need both? Okay, so we'll just do that on the very back of our foldable if you flip it over. But also note in number 5, your foldable needs to be neat, in color, and include at least 2 pictures, illustrations, or diagrams. Okay, so one way to do that would be, say for example, my photosynthesis cell info here. I might flip it over and say photosynthesis is conducted primarily by plant cells in the chloroplast. And then over here, I could draw an image of a chloroplast and label its parts. Right? That would be one of the 2 diagrams I need to include. Okay. You can answer those questions on the very back. Okay, so anywhere here on the very back, you've got plenty of space. All right, guys, that has been how to construct your photosynthesis and respiration foldable.